Hey, all my creative friends, how you guys doing out there? I hope everybody's enjoyed their day. This is evening time here, and I'm finally been able to sit down and get in my craft room. We're going to work on the box because I've been using the 12 by 12s and I'm just making myself nervous. So the way we left it was I have the shelf. We have the drawer built, but not the front. Okay, so that's that. And then we have the opening in the back where our book is actually going. Our mini album is actually going. So now to prep to go ahead and bend this all over is just like, oh, let me put my ink on my lid, is just like what we do when we're doing a, a regular book. So you're going to cut side, leave a bit. So, just taking off little triangles. And these, we're going to do a rather thin triangle, but you do want to leave space. Okay, so you can see there where the triangle goes, there's still paper to cover that corner. All right, so we're just going to do a small little triangle. That one didn't work very well. Didn't get it down the center very well at all. There we go. Okay, so you can see there's still a bit. Okay, so there's that. And then the other cut we're going to have to make is right here. Actually, I could just make a front for this. How do I want to do that? Because I do want to kind of have this framed out, and it does need to have a piece across the top here. So yeah, let me go and grab another piece of, so I don't think I have another piece up here, although, see, I need a piece to go across the top, and then I need, just like a, just like a 1/4 of an inch, I think, because anything else I do is going to cut into my drawer. So I'm going to have to stop it at the ledge here and not mess with my drawer, because the box is very nicely fitting, especially if I do paper the sides of it, which I don't think I'm going to do because I think it'll make it too hard to go in and out, but we'll still see. So I might have enough with this. Let's see. Because this will be, I think going across here I should have approximately a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut, well, let me just bring you along for the ride here, guys. I don't think I'll need that. I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off of this. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what I think. A 1/2 inch. Is that going to be enough? Okay, I think I'll keep the 1/2 inches, so let me go ahead and do one more 1/2 inch. I know I've got plenty. And I think I am going to do maybe a 3/4 across the top, because I think I need a little bit more than that 1/2 inch is giving me. Nope. There we go. Okay, so I'll do the 2 1/2 inch pieces. I'm going to put it, it's not going to go down the drawer, but down past the shelf, but this way it'll actually stay up for me. So I'll do the 2 1/2 on the sides. So this will come around and underneath, and then I will also do structure strips. And then I believe I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch and see how that looks, because I am going to need a little bit of, let me flip this over so I have a nice solid surface down here to push against. There we go. Okay, I think that will be much better. Okay, reason I leave a piece up in my little thing all the time, because you never know. Never know when you're gonna need it. Okay, get all this out of the way. I have probably emptied my trash can in the last 3 days a 6 times at least. I have been going through, getting rid of stuff. Not too much, but there's a lady down the street that does a lot of donating to different causes and churches and just individuals who maybe have a fire and lost all their stuff or whatever. So anytime, we usually always have a box to go to her, and she loves when I have the craft supplies, because teenagers, kids, you know, so yeah, so I've been doing some let's get rid of this and let's get rid of that kind of thing. Okay, so I am going to make a little notch right there. And I still don't have my Tim Holtz scissors in here. I got all kinds of scissors in here, but I still didn't get my Tim Holtz. Well, we'll just have to cut them. And then I'm going to place this right, let's see. Yeah, right on the edge, but not below the edge, right flush with the bottom edge of the shelf. And then up to sorry, I'm trying to hold on to this and angle it up to the top of your chipboard on the side there. So I'm going to make a, okay, and this is the right side, because I'm sure they're not going to be exactly the same. To the flush with the bottom of the shelf. And this is the left side. Okay, so let's get my cutter back out. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. Then I'm almost losing my other one. What the heck is going on here? I have 4 cutters over here. I have my Fiskars Pro, and then I have this and this and this. And I keep them all on my little wheelie cart over here. So sometimes it gets to be a little jumble. Alrighty. There's one of those. Here's one of those. And there's one of those. And I don't get rid of these because you can use these for swing tabs. You can use them to mount words with. You can use them underneath your cardstock if you have a hollow center. You know, maybe you put a frame and you're putting something over it or something. So you can use those for lots of little different things. Now, if I end up with a bunch of them, I throw some of them away. You know, but like making miniatures, all that little bits of stuff comes in handy. And we will be making a few miniature things with this. So, so exciting. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue right along here. This is left. And I'm going to lay this flush with the bottom, and it should go right to the top. There we go. So, just hold it there for a sec until it kind of grabs. Da 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 da. Little entertaining music for you. Okay, so that is tacked on right now. Not really by a whole lot, but you know, it is good glue. So we're just going to do the same thing. Oh, I cannot wait to get my new glasses. This is Saturday, so I think Monday through Wednesday, they said somewhere in there they will have them back. Because they make the glasses on the premises, which is really nice, because I've never been at a place that does that. But they don't do that AR coating. I don't even know what the heck that stands for or what it really does, but I've always had it. And he goes, oh yeah, you want it. You know, they always want to sell you something, but I said, that's fine. Whew. My insurance doesn't pick up anything, so it was over $600 for my new pair of glasses. Kicked me right in the gut, man. I'm just like, oh Lord. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that my insurance didn't pick up anything. Didn't pick up the eye test, didn't pick up anything. I was like, wow. I thought I had something. And he said, yeah, you do. If you wear contacts, you get a discount on your contacts. And I said, oh, I can't even put eye drops in my eyes. I'm never going to be able to put contacts in. So, yeah, he said, if you have to wear contacts, then you get some discount on that. And I'm like, great. I said, that's discrimination. I feel discriminated against. No, not true. Anywho, and then I think I'm going to put this. Oh, see, I don't want it. So I'm going to cut this a little shorter, and I'm going to put it right up underneath. So that's what I'm going to do. I cut it from this line to this line, and I need to cut it from the inside, not from the outside of the chipboard, but from the inside of the chipboard. So basically we're going to be taking off about 1/8 of an inch. And I think I'm just going to cut this. There we go. And then that will just butt right up against those puppies. All right. And that will help give this piece a little bit more stability. Yes'm. Yes'm for sure. All right. The only thing is I'm not going to have that covered. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, still have to actually glue this. So, here's my glue. I'm going to put glue on the edge, because that will be touching. And then on the top. The edge. And the top. Just about 1/4 of an inch worth. Because that's really all that's going to be about right there. And then bring it all the way to the top so it's nice and flush with everything else. Okay, so now I'm going to need some structure strips. And I don't know if I still have any more of this paper. I do here. I just have to be really, really thoughtful of how I'm doing this. So I actually need structure strips down here. Never put those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this needs to get covered, but I think I'll have enough for that. So I'm going to cut, let's see, where are we? This is at 8. So I'm going to cut, and I'm going to make them like at 3/4 of an inch instead of a whole inch. Because I don't have quite enough paper, I think. 1, 2, 3 of this paper to do much more, because remember I only had like a few sheets of this. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this one it's almost an inch. And I think that will go here. So I need 2 more. 3/4 of an inch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's that. And I'm going to go ahead and about 3/8. There we go. All right. And she was quiet. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm videoing. I'm not just prepping for video. I'm actually videoing. So say hello, Lisa. Hello, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know, I did not want to do that. this one I did not want to put anything in it yet. This is the one that's the 1 inch. The 3/8 ones are absolutely perfect. We're going to cut. Come here. We're going to cut the ones to go on the back. So right about here. Make your mountains into valleys. And flip over. And we're just going to glue these. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit of this. I don't remember why I only have a portion of this with the with the double-sided tape on it. Alright, and then I'm going to get my little piece here. Yeah, whatever you call that thing. And I did make it a little too short. But, I mean a little too long. I think if I just fold it over, it will be fine. Alright, and then burnish that down really well. And I think I can just snip, snip. You won't see this because it will be folded under and covered. So just snip, snip away. There we go. Alright, and then we're going to do the other one in the back of the box. We want it to be nice. We want it to be as sturdy as we can get it. Do-do-do. So I met this, well, I haven't actually met her yet, but we have texted. She lives in this area. Her daughter actually went to my garage sale I had in late July. And she said, oh, my mom would love to meet you. And so she kind of got us together. And we're trying to work it out with our schedules that, you know, one of us can... I'll go ahead and take this up. That maybe, you know, maybe we can get together and actually, like, craft or something. Okay, I'm going to take off just a tidbit. Okay, get your stylus or your bone folder, but I love the stylus to push this deep into that corner. There we go. It kind of moved on me. Now I'm going to put that score tape back best I can, so I don't damage the score tape that I put on there for some reason. Okay, burnish very well. Alright, so now we're going to put right along this side ledge on both sides. So I do that with the 3/4 inch ones as well. anyway, so we are trying to pull together a meeting, but it just seems to keep getting, something happens. We were going to meet this weekend, and she said she'd be in touch if she found some time, and she didn't, so... But I've been putting stuff aside for her. She's wanting to get into journaling. She loves to paper craft. And because I am kind of de-stashing and all of that, I'm giving it away anyway to Miss Rita, I figured help a fellow crafter out who wants to, you know, do the things that we do. So here we go. Okay, I'm not using my stylist on this because I don't want to push this glued piece off of its gluedness. Does that make sense? Alrighty then. Okay, so there's that one. Can you see it right there? And because it's only 3/4 of an inch, it fits into the 1/2 inch section because this is a 1/2 inch tall. So the 3/4 of an inch was a very good choice. And I could say that I made it because of that. I didn't, but it was a very good choice. Yeah. Because had I thought about it, I would have known that 1 inch would not have worked for us unless we made the, you know, scored it so that it would be, you know, just 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch on one side and then the rest on the other. Alrighty. We got this part. Now we're just going to figure out the top piece, the front top. Alright. There we go. The old fingernails work wonders. Okay, that's feeling sturdier already. Now, what to do here? Because this is all going to come over. And this is going to come this way. But I need something to cover this. So, we have this strip. And if I were to... Yeah, I probably need to make it wider than an inch. Because that's 3/4 of an inch. So I'd say it needs to be 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1/2 inch. So I need 1 3/4 inches. So let's find that bad boy right there. I'm glad I still got some paper. Okay, so let me get this the length I need. I'm just going to cut it. And all of these I've been putting off to the side, not getting rid of nothing. Okay, so I'm going to do 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and make that 1/2 inch. And put right on the top here. And let's flatten it out so that, okay. Now I'm going to take a pencil, push it down, and put a mark where I need to score the other one. Okay, probably right about here. Okay. And I know I'm folding it the wrong way, but since the mark was on that side, there's no right way or wrong way. It's just supposedly gives you a better crease doing it the other way. A prettier finished product. Okay, so we're going to place that there, and we're going to get our underpiece. Now the only other thing that we need to do is we need to cut off a 1/2 inch from this underpiece. Probably not even a 1/2 inch. I'm going to take just a little bit off. Okay, so see, I'm just taking a little bit off so I can then bring it around and try it again. Okay, so that one, that didn't really work. So let's put it, here we go. So let's open this bottom flap up and make a mark where we want to cut this. Okay, so I'm going to cut straight up, and I'm going to leave my score line. I'm leaving my score line. Okay, so here we go. Check and make sure that's going to work. And it does. Beautiful! So now I want to take my bone folder and give myself a nice bottom, just so when I go to put it on, it should fit up. It should be up nice. Okay, so do I want to put this on first, or do I want to put it on after? Don't think it matters. Okay, so I'm going to put the glue all over the inside. Just all over all 3 pieces. You can do just a piece at a time if you'd like, but okay, so the tall one goes on the top, and we want to make sure that those little ones are going to fit through. Bring it around. Let's lay it out. Yep, I'm going to have to bend this paper a little bit so I can lay this down and apparently, there we go. Okay, come on. Apparently had a little bit more workable stuff in it than I thought I did. I didn't get it as tight around the piece as I would have liked. And now the glue is not sticking because it took me so long. Took me so long. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we're going to lay this over and we're going to cut right on the bottom side of our shelf, so this piece will fold down in here. There we go. So that is done. Now there's score tape on this. Of course, can I get it off? Yes, I can. And there's not score tape in there, so I'm just going to fold this around and get my nice little edge on there. So that finishes off that side very nicely. And now we're going to do the same here. Take the score tape off. I can feel it, just won't go in there. And we're just going to fold that around. Burnish. Okay, I don't think I burnished this really. Okay, so there's that part. Now we're going to do this part here, but I'm not going to take the tape off. Well, part of the tape will catch on there because it's going to have to be wrapped around. There's not as much as I'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue up pull this off the backing of the score tape, and then let's push this over. Remember not to push down on these little pieces too hard, because the more we get on them, the better off they're going to be. But get your nice line by running your burnishing tool over a little bit. Now while that kind of dries, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Take the backing off. Okay, and we're going to bring this over. Okay. Okay, so in order to get the small amount to go wrap around, we're going to have to give it a little cut. And we do want that to kind of settle right down onto that Yeah. But we're going to have to give a cut here and here so the rest of it will go around. So let's just, and there's not much, so I'm just kind of running my finger so I know. Well, that one wasn't very straight. Okay. The only thing is you don't really want to tear it, because then you don't have a pretty thing. And I'm just going to wrap this around the best I can. It's got the score tape on there. Okay, so and let's lay this down and burnish underneath. Okay, so there is one side of it looking nicely, you know, not finished per se, but the only thing we do have is right here. I don't know if you can see it. There is a little black because nothing came over that edge. When we copy, you know, when we use some of our designer papers on this little bit here, we'll just take some and put over the underneath the shelf, and that will cover that black right up. All right, so now let's go ahead, and I just am folding this around. Just kind of start in the center. I am trying to put a lot of pressure on it, but just up and down pressure, not towards the inside, so that I don't move that around too much. Okay, and then we're going to put it this way, and I'm sorry I can't show you, but all I'm doing is burnishing. Okay, so that is good, and then all we're going to do now is just boom, boom, and boom. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And I'm going to take the covers off of these top side pieces. And a little bit of glue. And just fold it over. Burnish. Where are we at? 43. And straighten. A little bit of glue. Fold. Lay it down and burnish it. Get your nice crisp edge. And then we're going to do the back piece. Now here, there is two little corner bits that I'm going to go ahead and work. I put the glue in there, and I'm just folding that over. Folding that over. Well, it didn't stay. And then we're going to put glue on top of the piece we just folded over, even though it doesn't want to stay folded over just now. and especially on the sides where you don't have the double-sided tape. And then we're just going to bring this around. Burnish. Check your corners, make sure you're liking them. This one didn't catch all of the black, but we will figure that one out. Still not super happy with my front here, but I guess that's probably as good as it's going to get. Okay guys, there's that. Now what I did was I took this piece and I cut it into, what did I do? 3 7/8. So I did 3 7/8 piece, but you just want to figure out what you want. And I think I like having the words at the top on the sides, and then this one will go on the back, because the words aren't at the top. So it kind of looks like, you know, there'll be a banner all the way around. And I'm just going to, I'm not wrapping it, I'm just going to cut it so you will have the little corners. That probably will change, because I believe I'm going to do the seahorses. Oh, for heaven's sakes, would you stay right where I put you? I tell you, I sharpened a pencil and I keep grabbing the unsharpened one. It's like, no, I like the sharpened one now. I want it sharp. Okay, so let's cut this to fit the size we need. Okay, put these things in. So I'm going to do this all the way around, and again I'm going to put this piece, so there's Voyage down to this, it's 3 7/8. Okay, I think we're still going to be, and then you have this piece down, and I just cut off, you know, in that strip, so you get the Sea of Wonders. That's going to go on the back, and these two are going to go on the sides. After that, I don't know. I want to try and do something interesting, and I don't know if I'm going to actually lay these down yet. So don't lay them down yet. Yeah, but I'm going to call it a day. My laundry is dinging, so I have to go and do that. I'm trying to clean up my whole house over the weekend so I don't have to worry about it. And, you know, so I got many irons in the fire. My husband and son cleaned up all around the outside of the house today and did all the porches. And it just looks so nice. I'm just like, oh. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to glue them down, though. But you guys get this part done, and we will go from there next time. See you guys. I hope you take care of yourself and make something you love. Bye. Hey, all my creative friends. I hope all y'all are doing all right out there today. It was Labor Day today, and I didn't do much of anything, so I celebrated no labor. I hope the rest of you got to do the same. But I am in my craft room having fun, and I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I've been I got half the table cleared off back there. The other half is staying there, but it's very well organized Christmas stuff because, you know, Christmas is coming. And I'm thinking Christmas presents, you know, stuff like that. So you got to start early if you're going to make people stuff. Anyway, we are working on the oh my gosh. See, I call it VBS, Voyage Beneath the Sea. So every time I am uploading a video, I call it VBS, whatever number. But that also stands for Vacation Bible School. So I almost said, working on another Vacation Bible School. Yeah, it's late. I've been having a good day. Alrighty then. So before I kind of put the insides in, which I've got prepared, and see, they all were like this, where they had the different colors, but they had that white background. So I'm going to show you in a little while what I did to kind of cut that white off a little bit. I mean, it's not groundbreaking experiences or anything, but you know, I'm just not there yet. But before I do all of that, I wanted to get the gooey stuff done. And so I have my embossing paste, the only one I've got right now, and it's pearlescent. And I decided, you know, I'm not going to buy any more until I use this up. And pearlescent is fine for when you're, you know, in the water. So we're good there. I did decide, however, I wanted to put a 1/2 inch stabilizer, but mainly it will hide any inner workings that I need to hide as well. So you're not just going to see the front of the thing, you know. The only thing with that, putting this in, is that I am going to put a sheet of, you know, I say plexiglass. It's in between. It's not just an acetate sheet. It's a lot thicker than that. But it's not, I don't know if you could, it's not super thick. But anyway, it's going to slide down in the front here. And I thought if I slide that down and then put this in, that will probably be nice. But I don't know. I have to think about that. But I think I still need to do this part first. So I'm going to set this aside for right this moment, and we will come back to that. So I have my little putty knife, and you guys can see straight down what I'm doing. I am going to stay away from the edge. I can add it later if I need to, but I don't think I'm going to need to. And I know that in this space right here, I'm going to be putting my miniature, we're going to make our miniature pirate's booty, pirate's treasure, you know, the big old chest with all the goodies in it and that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just, that seems a little, so I just want to get some stuff on here and start moving it around a little bit. I'm not going to put it right up to the edge of the sides, because I do have the papers to go in there. But I guess if I put it all the way up to the sides and then stick the paper in before it dries, that will be good too. So yeah, I think I will. I just want this to not be, it doesn't have to be super thick, but I want it very textured. So I'm just kind of pushing it around and then popping, bringing my knife up out of it so that it will stand up a little bit better. And again, I'm not going to bring it all the way to the front. Okay. So we're just going to get this kind of worked around. Make sure I don't go off to the side any. And I'm going to leave the space where I know the trunk is going to go, the chest. I'm going to try and leave that as flat as I can get it. But the rest of this, I want it to be very... Kind of want to make sure I cover that black up too. Don't know why I thought the black would be okay, but... Okay, we're going to get some right in here. And the other wonderful thing that I have to put on this is, well, pretty much every time I go to the beach, because I end up using it for one thing or another, but I have, and this is going to take a long time to dry because it's pretty thick. I have sand. Sorry, I got involved in what I was doing here. And you will be able to see when you pull the book out, you will be able to see the back around the chest. So I am going to make sure that I have that. And I will be able to come back and add some more after I get the chest in. But I do want to get it around the edges where I'm going to put my paper so that the paper can kind of get into that and then dry. Okay? So there we go. I think that's good. While it is still wet, put the lid on this. I want to sprinkle the sand down. This is white sand from the Gulf of Mexico, St. Pete Beach. Just lovely. And I'm just going to get this all over. It's going to cut a little bit of that, you know, glossy pearlescence. Going to cut a little bit of that off. But then there's also going to be that little shiny coming through too. So I think that is probably, yeah, and it looks like the majority of that's going to stick. I also have some shells. I have a load, and what do I have here? I can put it in this lid. Now I have some painted shells, but I want to get down to my actual real live smaller shells. I have puka shell necklace from Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii for 2 years, not 2 consecutive years. My dad was in the military. I love these little angel wing type things. So I'm going to just kind of put a few of these around. See, this one is gorgeous. Come out of there. Whoopsie. But this is really pretty, and we can put this back here. It'll fill a nice little space back there. And then I'll put, but all of these have got other little shells and such in them. That won't work. How about my pick? Whoa. I don't want to break it. But that's another little shell, a teeny tiny little shell that has gotten down in there. There it goes. Yeah, that's just a teeny tiny one. We'll slip that right. Well, I just buried it. That's okay. And let's kind of put that one right there like that. Yeah, I'm just going to lay a few so I can start getting, you know, excited about this and all that good stuff. Yeah. So, other than this, I'm going to put right there. Put some of these colored ones down, so it's a nice choice of things. Okay, so I will come back after I've put everything else down. I just thought if I started the base while that was all wet, that would be super cool. Super cool. But there's all kinds of stuff that I want to use, so we will definitely have fun with that. Okay. And I want to put some shells. Well, we're just going to put them all over the place. So, fun stuff. I'll put that away after I'm done with you guys. Okay, so we've got that. Now, what I did on this one, this was all distress oxide. And so, you know, once it dries, it's done. So it doesn't reactivate. So I can now take, this is broken china. I can now take the, I love the brush because it's really helps just blend a soft color throughout. And I'm just starting really softly so I don't have like a start mark. And then I'm kind of getting into pushing that blue around. It does take a little while. These brushes don't work as fast as the, you know, these kind of things. But they do blend so nicely. I know my girlfriend Laurel would be so happy that I'm using these. You never use your brushes. I'm using my brushes. She bought them for me a couple Christmases ago, and you guys could probably count on one hand how many times I've used them on a video. So, yeah. Maybe we're on to the second hand now. Well, you know, you just get so into all of the things that you're using, and since I've been doing this cleanup and kind of purging a little bit and changing things around, I've been reminded of all the things that I have. I think that's one reason why, you know, I've been doing this cleanup on IF5. It's actually helping me get organized, but I've been getting, you know, comments from you guys that hey, I did, you know, thanks, I just cleaned some more listening to you and stuff like that. So that was so much fun to hear. Okay, so now these aren't like white. And I made them slightly longer than the shelf here. And so I guess, you know, probably gluing them down at the same time that I stick them into the Pearl Essence embossing paste. that will probably be okay. Do I want to ink? I don't think I really want to ink any more than they already are. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac on this. Okay, so basically I want to just put it right down into that goo. And then burnish the best you can without getting into the goo. And we will be able to come back later and add more goo, embossing paste. But, and then all I did was take the second piece and just match it up best I could. I think this one goes with this one. Yes. So yeah, I just matched them up the best I could, and now this one goes with this one. And it is just a smidge too long. So let me take off a smidge. There we go. Careful, don't get into my stuff. Well, and that's still just a smidge too long. I didn't take enough smidges off. Okay, straight down. So basically you just want this to be straight across and match up, and we're good to go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. So then we will have, other than the drawer, and the drawer will probably be one of the last things we do. And I just want to match this up all the way down the side. I want to match it all the way down the side and make sure that it's even across the top here. Okay. I'm sorry, now I'm going to burnish. And I'm noticing that I do have a section down there that doesn't have anything on it. So, I do have a few extra pieces of this, which will work. So I'm just going to cut myself a few little pieces, about 1/4 of an inch, whatever you have. You know, you just look at your space, and then of course they both fall on the floor. Ah! Ugh! Oopsie. Okay, so I am just going to figure out how long I need this to be. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Can't pick the thing up. And just place it down there. I want to try and show you. So right down here, there's just a little space that is not covered. And you will see it when you take the book out. So, you know, just trying to be diligent. Okay, so now it's all covered. Now this back piece, oh, stuck my finger right in it. This back piece is not covered yet. And I probably could go ahead, let's see, what do I have left? I have these two, I have this piece. Did I not have a, oh yes, right here. So, let me get this cut down so I can stick it in here. So, let's put this here. This will come right up against that back edge. And it's a little taller by about 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a little taller by about 1/8 of an inch, but you know, I'm thinking that that's going to protect this bit. But what can I do? Okay, let's... I'm going to save that, move this out of the way. So I'm going to put right across, let's see, not this. Let's just do glue. I'm going to put some glue Oh, I hear my crock pot finished. I didn't even like cook dinner. I did a crock pot. My husband cooked out yesterday, so we had a lovely cookout. And so, yeah. Okay, and just like if I was going to do glitter, I'm going to do my sand. And so once I get this done, I'll kind of put you guys on hold. And I want to smush this because I really do want it to be all the way up to the top. That's what I'm interested in. So I'm smushing it so the glue goes that way. And then once it dries, if I need to put more on, we can. It's just glue and sand. Okay, so there's that. Then I want to make sure that it doesn't go past that mark. I don't want any past that mark. So that's very nice. There is still a little piece here and there. So let's just add a little bit more glue. And this is just going to be a nice back to push everything up against if I need to. All right, and we're just going to do flip with the sand. Ah, sand is such a wonderful thing. So there we have our little edge. Can you guys see that? I love it. So I'm going to lay it to dry. Let me put I'm going to slide my table over so I can get that sand that fell everywhere. It's beautiful Gulf of Mexico sand. I love it. It's anytime you guys go to an ocean, collect a little sand. This was full. If you're planning larger things, then by all means, take a larger bottle and collect a little sand. I don't think they like you taking too much off of the beach. They have a hard enough time keeping sand on the beach. So I am pretty much at a point where we're going to, you know, not do anything else, but I do want to, and I can go ahead and glue this. I do want to go ahead and glue these two other sides pieces down. So they're in that wet. So then you guys will get, you know, it'll be a second for you, but it'll be a little longer for me. Excuse me. So, there we go. Burnish best you can. Try and keep your fingers out of everything. Put my sand over here so I don't mess it up. Alright, and then I'm going to put the back piece on, which I have already measured and cut so that this would be a shorter video for you guys, and I could put more things in it. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. Try and keep you in camera. Even though it's just gluing, it's better to be able to see me than just a blank screen with nothing going on and I'm off screen doing something and you don't know what it is. Even if I'm splaining it. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Love that show. Okay. Oh, I ran it right along my paper. That was good. Okay. So, line it up across the top so it's the same height, and then pull it snug. Pull it snug to this one, and then burnish it down the best you can. I'm going to go ahead and flip it and get down in here. It's a little sandy down there. And then I'm going to take my little piece. I'm sure I'm going to be cutting this one down a little bit. Yeah, right. Alright. Yeah, I've got to go check on my dinner and eat it. Okay, a little tweezer action will help right here. And there we go. Now that's down in there, covering that little teeny bit of space. Let's get a little. There we go. Does that corner need re-gluing, or let me see. No, it's down. It just, I guess it's just a little darker. Okay. So, gonna let that dry, gonna let this dry, but we've got, I'm still thinking about this, putting that back in the back, because it looks like, I want it to look like that we're deep down in the water, and up here, you know, going up, it's always brighter, but now we're dark. I don't know. I'm still playing with that, still trying to figure that one out. So, get my knife cleaned off here. Oh, I waited just a little too long. I'm going to go and soak it. No, it's coming off. A little harder work, but there we go. Alright guys, so until this is dry, I'll probably be busy for about an hour, and I'll come back and check it, and we will go from there. Alright. Okay, back in a flash.